if you're seeing this video, it is your sign to just go ahead and trust the process. You need to fully surrender, and you just need to give it up and trust the process. Your mind is the most powerful thing ever. Let me tell you my own story. So, I don't know, I guess I should, maybe I'll tell like my whole like little college story of just trusting the process, and you'll always end up being in the place that you need to be. Trust me, the universe, the Lord, He is looking out for you. Trust me on this. When I was a senior in high school, I had no clue what I wanted to do. Honestly, I was so overwhelmed, and thinking about college was like the last thing I wanted to do. I'm from Arkansas, so my options were University of Arkansas if I wanted to go in state. And I had like a couple options on the table. I was like, okay, I don't really want to go to Arkansas, and God bless my parents. They were like, we would love to support you to go to somewhere out of state. So I had my eyes set on Colorado. I don't know why. I was just like, all throughout senior year, I was like, I want to go to Colorado. I feel like I belong in Colorado. I feel like I need to be there. Senior year goes by. I apply to colleges. I think I applied to like Arkansas, Louisiana State, Colorado. I think those were like the only places I applied to, because I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't really know what I want to do or where I want to go. So the summer goes by, and it's like time to register for college, time to register for class. I get accepted to University of Arkansas, and I had no clue about Colorado State yet. And then I kind of like was like, I'm not gonna go to Louisiana because I don't know, that was not my vibe. So I'm sitting down at my kitchen counter one day with my mom, and I'm like, I got into University of Arkansas. It's time to register for class, time to figure out what dorm I'm gonna be in, time to do all the like onboarding stuff for college. So I'm sitting there on the computer, and I just cannot stop crying. Like, I was just like, I don't even know why I was so upset. Like, tears were just kept coming out of my face, and I was just devastated that I was going to University of Arkansas. So my mom actually, so like in the middle of this whole process, she goes outside and she grabs the mail, and she comes inside and she's like, look, you got something in the mail for you. So lo and behold, I open this piece of mail, and it's my acceptance letter to Colorado State University. And at that moment, I just knew Arkansas was not for me, and I had to go to Colorado State. So that's what I did. I shut the computer, quit the process to go to Arkansas, and then did my onboarding stuff for Colorado. And I was like not in tears anymore. I don't know, it was crazy. So then the rest of the summer goes by. I go work at summer camp, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to Colorado State. And now it was really crazy. I don't know, my dad like randomly recommended it as well, because he went to go watch Arkansas play Colorado State in a basketball game. So he went out to Fort Collins, which is where Colorado State is, and he was like, oh wow, this is beautiful. It's like our hometown, but just bigger, and I feel like you'd really enjoy it. So we went out there, visited, looked around. I looked at a bunch of schools in Colorado. CU Boulder, not for me. And I was like, okay, honestly, CSU seems like the place I would belong and the place I want to be. So I ended up going there, and it was literally the best decision I have ever made in my entire life. So I went there as a freshman. I was 18 years old. I get to Colorado. I was in Edwards Hall, and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Again, I'm at school, had no idea what I wanted to do. So I get there, I meet a couple people, and I'm like undeclared as a major, by the way, and I take like my first semester of classes, and I do fine. And I was like, so I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what major to declare. And a friend of mine was like, you need to do apparel merchandising. And I was so adamant. I was like, no, I'm not doing apparel merchandising. Like, I kind of had this preconception that everyone in like the fashion scene was just really stuck up, snobby, and like too cool for school. And I just did not want to partake in that. But that was just simply not the case. I mean, yes, you have those people, but you have those people anywhere you go. No matter what major you're going to do, no matter what town you're going to be in, those people exist everywhere. Second semester, freshman year comes along, and I do really, really bad. Like, I failed, I think, 2 classes, which that's really bad and just a complete waste of money. So do not be like me. Do not make those mistakes. But honestly, it ended up putting me in school for 1 more semester, which I was so thankful for, and it ends up working out like all how it needs to. That's the whole point of this video. Anyway, like basically did so bad. I think my GPA was like a 1.5. Like I was on academic probation, like it was not good. And so my parents were like, if you do not get it together, you are not going back to school. Like you are coming home and you're staying home. And I was like, okay. So I go back and I do another semester, and I like basically finished all of your most basic credits you need before you like have to declare a major. So I finally, like after that semester, I just bit the bullet and I was like, you know what? I should just do apparel merchandising. Literally changed my life. I had no idea. Well, I've always loved clothes. Like I've always loved thrifting, and like, I don't know, I got really into experimental fashion in like 2020, 2021. So I don't know, I literally love clothes so much. I can't believe I didn't think I should do apparel merchandising. I ended up declaring the major, and I take my first apparel merchandising classes, and I kid you not, life changing. I had finally found my place, and I had finally found what I was passionate about. I'd finally found people that I fit in with, and it was just so liberating and so amazing. So that first year and a half, I really did have to write it out. Like I was gonna transfer home anyway, because I was just like, this sucks. Like I'm not finding my people or anything, but I ended up just kind of surrendering and trusting the process. So this brings me to like kind of the end of my time at apparel merchandising. I needed to graduate, I needed to get an internship. And so I started applying to a bunch of places, and it was just like rejection after rejection after rejection. Honestly, like it was kind of, I don't know, it was like feeling a little bit defeating. But I did know, I was like really hoping that I could get an internship in New York, and I was like, that's where I want to be. It would be so cool if I could get an internship in New York, etc., etc. And I just like didn't think it would happen. Also, I used to be like a really negative person, and then I met my boyfriend, and he's like the most positive person on the planet, and he also has like helped me kind of reframe how I view things, and his like positivity has also changed my life. It's been incredible. If you can just be positive, I mean, there's like a difference between being too positive to the point where it's like harmful, but if you can just be overall positive and find the good in all of your situations, your life is going to be significantly better. Coming from someone who used to be so negative and would like proudly be half glass empty, you know what I'm saying? So internship. So this is a whole nother thing of like, just trust the process. So I had applied to this one internship that I thought was like my dream. I was like, I want to be a buyer. I think this would be awesome. And there was an internship opportunity to be a buyer at Dillard's. And I'm from Arkansas, so I was like, oh, I have a little in here. Like, I know Dillard's. I've only shopped at Dillard's my whole life because that's like the best. That was like the best store at the mall other than Forever 21. So, or I guess Charlotte Russe too, but then that closed down. But that's like saying a lot. The best stores were literally Charlotte Russe, Forever 21. And okay, maybe PacSun. But that's it. You get 3. You get 3 stores. So anyway, I applied to this internship. I get an interview. I go through the interview process. I thought it went well, and I was like so excited. Yay, I want to get this buying internship at Dillard's. And I didn't get it. I got rejected. And I felt so defeated, honestly. And someone in my class actually ended up getting that internship, and I was just like, oh my goodness, no, like why not me? Why not me? But in hindsight, I'm so glad I did not get that internship, because I ended up getting something that was a way better fit for me, and something that actually ended up putting me in New York City. And I didn't have to pay for any of it because the company I worked for did. Okay, so I go 6 days without checking my email because I was in kind of a low place, and I was like, yeah, no. So I open my email to this email, and I'm like so excited. Oh my God, I got an interview for Walmart. Oh my God, this is amazing. I look at it. I missed the deadline to reply to the email to get an interview. And I thought my world was over. I thought I had just doomed myself and had completely shut down this opportunity for myself. And I was so defeated. And I was talking to my boyfriend about it, and he was like, no, like, you can't just accept defeat this easily. You need to send your recruiter an email and be like, I'm sorry, give me another opportunity. So that's essentially what I did. I emailed my recruiter and was like, oh my goodness, I don't know how I missed this email, blah, blah, blah. I can't remember exactly what I said. And I didn't hear a response for like a month. So at this point, I had gotten another interview for a different internship, and I had like, I'd actually gotten an internship, so they'd sent me like a proposal, and they were like, okay, you have 7 days to determine if you're gonna take this or not. And I was like, cool. So literally the day, I think it was like, this all happened within like a couple days. Like, it was either like day before or day of I got an offer for that internship. I got another email from Walmart, and like I said, the lady had not responded to me for about a month. So I open my email, I'm in the middle of class, and I click on it, and it's like from my recruiter, and she's like, okay, you have to respond to this email by 12:30. We are still looking for someone to take like the final internship position. And I was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. So I responded to the email, literally had like 30 minutes to do so before it was like too late again. So responded to the email, and I tell her though, I'm like, look, the thing is, I have an offer from another internship right now, and I only have 7 days to say yes or no to it. So if I'm going to like go through this interview process with y'all, I really need to know if I have this position or not in 7 days. So somehow, some way, they get that all figured out. I go through the whole interview process, do a whole project for them, and I get hired for the Walmart internship literally in 7 days. It was insane and so crazy. And I'm so glad that I got rejected from everything else, because this was literally my dream come true. So like I said, literally everything works out just how it needs to and just for a reason. So I end up, accepting the internship, and they paid for my housing, paid for my flights out there, and paid me to work the internship, which was just incredible. It was amazing. And the best part too was that when I ended up getting to New York, many things started to come into play that I was like, wow, I really needed to be here this summer. Like, so my brother was out there at the same time, so we got to spend another summer together, which was awesome. It was like such a special moment, because he ended up being in a situation where he needed housing, and I had in my like the place that Walmart had put me had 2 beds. Like, there was a Murphy bed and then like a little bed in this whatever, and I got to live on Wall Street. Like, it was like the craziest summer movie internship experience, dream come true. Like, it was insane. So like the day I get there, my brother comes to visit me, and I don't know, I could tell his vibe was kind of off, and I was like, yo, like, what's going on? He's like, nothing, like, it's just whatever. So he comes up to the, like, it's like basically a little apartment. So he comes up to the apartment, and he sits down, and he's like, look, I gotta tell you something. And I was like, oh. He's like, long story short, I need a place to live. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. Well, you can live with me, you can stay with me for as long as you need. But the thing is, my boyfriend was coming like in like a few days. And so I was like, I don't know, can you not like live at your place just a little bit longer? And he was like, no. So anyway, so he ends up living with me, and ended up being the best experience of my entire life. I got to live with my boyfriend and my brother for like 2 weeks. I know that probably sounds miserable for some people, but my brother is literally one of my best friends, so it was so special and such an amazing moment. So second to that, my one of my really good friends from high school lived in New York, and we had been separated since I went to college, so we got to have our epic summer adventure together in New York, and it was just awesome. And it was like a time of need for both of us, where we really needed like old friendship and support. So it was just really, it was really cool how that all worked out, literally just how it needed to. Then this brings me to my job now. So I never in a million years imagined that I would be doing children's fashion design. And so like after my internship concluded and everything, I learned so much. It was the best internship of my life. I worked with the most amazing team of ladies. So just so you know, like when you go to Walmart and you see those clothes there, just know you have the absolute best team working to get those clothes out there. Like they're all incredible. I have like no bad things to say. I'm so serious. Everyone in there is amazing. I just like, oh my God, I miss it. And then I got to go to a meeting in the Empire State Building, and I felt so like I don't know, it was just like a movie. I know that's like probably cringe, but the whole thing was a movie. It was just awesome. Okay, so fast forward. So after my internship, I only had 1 semester left of school. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what I'm gonna do. Also, this brings me back to the everything happens for a reason. I failed those classes and it ended up tacking another semester onto my schooling. But because of that, I got to take a couple extracurriculars that ended up being really, really informative and beneficial that I don't think I would have gotten to take if I didn't take another semester of school. Second to that, it gave me time to, after my internship, go back to school and have the most fun, chill semester of my life with like all of my friends from school and live in the most perfect, beautiful, amazing college house. Other thing too, literally everything happens for a reason. You just have to trust the process. My first 2 years of college, I really struggled with friendships and was like, I just feel like I'm not connecting with the right people or anything, and it was just like kind of a struggle for me. No, I'm a little bit picky when it comes to people, so I'm sorry. It is what it is. So fast forward these 2 years, I'm like just praying for friendship, and I'm like, where are my people? Like I cannot find them. So when I declared apparel merchandising, I get put into this textile science class, and the girl sat across from me. I was like, oh, I follow her on Instagram, she's pretty cool. And we ended up like talking in class, and we were like, hey, like I follow you on Instagram, what's up? And we ended up connecting, taking this class together, and we are both like super nerds. And so we absolutely got to geek out about textiles for this whole semester. We ended up becoming good class acquaintances. And then one random day in July, I get a text and she's like, hey, so our roommate is going to move out and we need someone to move in, and we have no idea of anyone who could move in. Would you be able to move in? And I had just been in a situation where I had lived with random roommates, and it was kind of it was a little bit crazy. That's a whole nother story. I mean, it was just a little bit crazy. So I was really in need of security and like stable living and people who were quite frankly normal. So anyway, so I get this text from her, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is low-key so random, because we're kind of just like class friends. Like, I don't know, like we don't really, I don't know, we'd hung out like maybe once outside of class, maybe twice. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing, because she was saving me from having to do a whole nother random roommate situation. And so I was like, yes, I can move in. And this house is like literally Barbie dream house. I had a checkerboard floor, and I got to live with 2 cats, and I had wanted cats so bad, but I couldn't have my own cats because I'm like, honestly, I got too much going on to have cats. Like I cannot take care of them right now. So long story short, end up moving into this house, and then I like move in. I don't know these girls like at all. So it was kind of like a risk. Like, well, I knew one of the girls, but like I said, we'd just been in class together, and then I moved in with her and her sister. So that could be kind of a big risk. But I move into the house, and it ends up being the best decision again of my entire life. Like these are the 2 most amazing women I have ever met. Like I'm so thankful they're in my life. It was just so crazy how everything worked out. Okay, besides that whole little tangent, moving on. So now we're getting to trying to think of where I left off. So I get back and I have 1 more semester of school, and I just have the best semester of my entire life. And it was just amazing and so refreshing, and like just what I needed right before I graduated and stuff. So at this point, I'm also like, okay, now I have to find a job. So what am I gonna do? And I very, very luckily had a couple options. Like if I had wanted to go work at Walmart full time, I could have. I don't know, something about it, something in my heart was telling me now is not the time to go climb the corporate ladder. So I don't know, let's go. You're young, you have support from your family. Like, let's go take a risk. So I end up connecting with, so there was, okay, like I said, everything happens for a reason. So my freshman year, I ended up connecting with one of the people in my dorms, and his mom had basically, when we were freshmen, she had started this like girls kind of couture dress brand. So fast forward, or I guess throughout the years, he was like, look, I know you're really into fashion. So if you ever need like a connect with my mom, let me know and I can talk to you about that. And I was like, okay, cool. So I held off on that for like all 4 years of college until it was time to graduate. And I was like, oh, I guess it doesn't hurt to like reach out and just see like what my options are. And honestly, I wanted to reach out to her more so to kind of like understand what it was like running a small business and just like what that entailed and what it's been like to get that started. Because I mean, it was just looking at the website, it was incredible. I end up connecting with her and we have a meeting and it goes exceptionally well. And she's like, I want to hire you. So I end up getting a job in children's fashion. And it's crazy. Like I said, I never could have imagined I would have been in this position. So I guess my long story short is that literally everything happens for a reason and you just have to trust the process. Now I know it sounds, I don't know, that can be really daunting and really scary. But when you just like, I don't know, I feel like I can only say this now because I went through all of that. But like little old 18-year-old me, if someone had told me just to really, but like really honestly and earnestly told me, you need to trust the process, you need to go through these hardships, you need to go through these times of isolation, you need to go through these times of joy to end up putting you in the place you are now, I don't know, I feel like it could have been pretty life-changing. So I guess what I'm trying to say, my advice to all of you is trust the process and know that everything that comes your way is coming your way for a reason. Now, I know terrible, tragic, evil, awful things happen. That's a whole nother thing I could get into, but you really just have to surrender, trust the process, believe in your heart and soul that everything you're going through is for a reason, and it's going to prepare you, it's going to meld you, it's going to mend you to become the person you need to be to get to that point. I would have not been prepared. Like in college, I took a merchandising concentration, and like kind of halfway through that, I was really regretting it. And I was like, oh, I should have done the design concentration or I should have done product development. But luckily enough, I had the option, like, because I had taken all those classes beforehand and failed, I needed a few more classes. So I ended up taking, like you have to take product development 1, but product development 2 ended up being an elective of mine. And I took that class, and the whole, like we did this semester long project where you basically have to like do a bunch of market research, figure out how to make a brand and how to make it work, design a whole line, and you get put on like a team, and then you work with an apparel brand based in college. Like I think we worked with Spider, and so we ended up building like this whole super fun outdoor collection for Spider. But if I had not taken that class, I would have not been able to do the project to get my internship, because literally my project to get the internship was exactly what we had done throughout that entire class, just on a little bit of a smaller scale. And so, like I said, everything happens for a reason. You just got to trust the process, and you have to know that everything that's happening is preparing you for your future self. I'm so serious. But that's my little tidbit of advice. Thank you for listening to me yap. I appreciate your time. It's a little nighttime time, so I'm probably a little scatterbrained, but I really just want to share encouragement, and like I want you all to know You're not alone on your journey. You're not alone in the things you're going through. Because honestly, I don't know. Low-key future self, like my future self is always thinking of my past self. And so it's nice to know that I'm not alone, because future me is always thinking about me right now. Like, I know future me in like 5 years is gonna be like, aw, sweet little Pia from 2026. Like, I was so young and naive, and all those things, all those bad things that happened to me when I was 23 years old prepared me for exactly where I need to be at 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And also just know, again, you're not alone, because I don't know, I'm over here thinking about world peace every day. So I'm trying to keep everyone on my mind at all times. So if you do feel alone, know that I'm here or the Lord above is here as well. Shout out Jesus. All glory to God. I have to give a shout out to him. He's the only reason I've been able to get to where I am now today. So thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for me and Kuromi. Love you guys. Peace out. Bye.